Alright, should be recording. Can I see the file. Yeah, having to do window capture. So we got, oh, wait, no. Did it do it? Yay, it did it. Just gonna say, I don't know why. Going Medieval, which by the way, the key was provided by Tinsley PR for the Irregular Corporation. I don't know why, but for whatever reason, it really doesn't like being hooked in by OBS. I mean, it basically doesn't want to do it. It's not that it crashed, although I think at one point it did crash. That was quite a while ago. It would crash from OBS trying to hook in. But I've got the game hook, but if you see the FPS counter up there, that means I'm having to use the window. I'm having to capture the window, not the game, directly, so. But I have the game hook, the game source above the window, so that's why suddenly the FPS counter disappeared. It finally hooked into the game properly, and yeah. So, I only have a few things to mention. One of the things is technically two, which is the reviews of the Talos Principle games, because those went live. There. There it is. So, yeah. But because I'll probably be able to ramble quite a bit for that, I figured let those wait. What? Seriously? Alright, well, I mean, easy enough to dig some more. Yeah, actually, there. Oh, over here may have made more sense. So, first thing I have on the list is the GTA 6 trailer. First trailer came out, and apparently it leaked. I've been busy with other things. Hang on just a second. I need to turn down the volume in my headphones. Okay, good. So that can now be built. I feel like I had something planned there, and now I can't think of what it was. There. Okay. No, I think actually I might just be leaving it that way so that I've got a moat completely surrounding. Anyway, actually, yeah, I know. I can't help. I have to do more. There. Yeah, what I was trying to say was that it seemed. I think I saw something about the review, about the trailer actually leaked before Rockstar meant it to come out, which is always awkward and embarrassing. Okay. There, yeah, that's basically how I want that to be. And that actually will work out. Now, yes, I did review. I reviewed GTA 4 because I had that. I did review GTA 5. I was provided the key for that. And I'll be honest, GTA games in general, they're not exactly my thing. I don't know how interested I am in GTA 6. And that trailer, in general, I'm not a Grand Theft Auto franchise fan. Just that should be acknowledged. Which research? Okay, I think... Yes. That is specifically what I want, and can put a pause on that now. I want the bookshelves. That I can then put in here. The heck? Sorry, it was just a little weird how that seemed to be. Anyway. something like that should work. Yeah, so anyway, what I was saying is not really a big GTA fan, but looking at that trailer, it doesn't inspire me to be interested in the game. I'm sorry if you're like, oh, it was amazing. It's like, nah, not really to me. Because I look at it and it's like, okay, it's a visually beautiful thing that they're showing me, which I don't remember if it said, I'll assume it was in engine, but I don't know if that's necessarily what the game's going to offer in visuals, but it's like, okay, what are we going to be doing in it? And I didn't feel like I was being told anything. Besides just, generic GTA game. I mean, it's like, can we have better than that? It just, that seems a fair question. Can we not do better than that? Yeah, I'm sorry, but that's just so annoying. Deal with that. And no, that's a little bit of a problem for me. All right. Oh, there we go. Okay. It's 4, that can just stay there. Okay, he doesn't have anything that actually... Huh. Yeah, that should be there. He doesn't have anything that's a 1. Anyway. There. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out, well, I mean... Alright. Throw that down there, just so that there's a spot. I'm gonna have to start building apartments, though. I just am not entirely sure where I want to do that. But, yeah, I mean, just seeing the, seeing that trailer, my thought was just, okay, it's a GTA game. What are we doing? Because I was like, GTA 5, I know it's... What did I see? That's 10 years old almost now? Or something? It's quite old at this point. But it's like, that had a story to it. I have no idea what it is in GTA 6. It's like, okay, you got characters here. That's nice and all. Wait, what? I don't remember saying to make those. Okay. What are you doing? Carrying food. Alright, yeah, I'll let that happen. But I really do want this stuff constructed. There. See, now they will have a roof. Although... Actually, that needs to be another layer out, I think. Maybe not. Yeah, you just came at a bad time if you wanted bed, dude. I mean, that's just how it is. I want to build this up, take care of that, clear this out, and I think maybe over here. It seems like it should be if I start building the apartments here, it'll be fine, but we'll see. I just want that to be down, because I actually don't know if I could mine under that and what the result would be. There. Yeah, let's just chop those down anyway. And I'll start laying out the apartments here. What do I got for resources? Not that much limestone, man. Plenty of clay, but I would not want to make them out of clay if I can help it. And I don't have... like, it'd be nice if I had them be fired clay, but not really an option, it seems. And I know I did have an idea for where I wanted to put the apartments. I can't think of what it was now. Yeah, so going back to the GTA 6, it's like, I'm sorry, but that's exactly how I felt seeing that trailer, is that I'm just looking at a GTA game, not... I mean, it's a visually impressive GTA game. It looked very good, but that doesn't necessarily have to mean anything, and I'm not sure how much I care. Okay, no, I want it bigger than that. If I do it that way, then... There. Whose window? There it is. That's true. I can't keep replicating that window, though. Okay, hang on. Oh, thought I clicked on the window. There we go. There. And... yeah, for now that. I'll once I get the clay going, which I guess I do need to clay brick making 20. There. Then I'll start replacing some of that, but for now there. Rain is enough for that, damn. Yes, I am going to have a second story there, but for now, because that way there'll be one done. Oh, yes. There. That's red currant, that's cabbage, and I don't have any other plant at the moment. Alright. Can also work on this. Alright, just trying to think if there's anything Also, I mean, it's. I only looked at the GTA 6 trailer yesterday, but it's still. I mean, it's. Like I said, I didn't connect with me. Not that the GTA games in general do, but it's still. It didn't connect with me. Oops, that was weird. Yeah, pick that up. They did only announce, well, only listed there, the, okay, no, that would be very high. And I wanted, oh, textiles, that's fine. No seats. Those I want stored elsewhere. I didn't realize, wait, they can only hold that stuff? I thought they could hold other things. Huh. I thought that, like, hay or something would be... Oh, well. That's fine. Brain just turned off partially. I know I was... Oh, yeah, that's right. Only the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S were given for what it will be coming to GTA 6, but as I wrote up in the news item, GTA 5 was successful on the PC. In fact, I'd have to check, but I feel like it was actually that it was actually, it might have been more successful than like that it sold very quickly, even very rapidly on PC, and so was a resounding success. But also GTA Online definitely also was very successful. So it's hard to imagine that they wouldn't be bringing it there, bringing it to PC. So it might just be that it would be launched later, which, I mean, sucks, but at the same time, all right. I mean, as I said, I'm not really keen on it anyway, so. What else do I have? Oh yeah, I think it did say that it would also be the largest GTA game. It's like, yeah, that's. I mean, we are at the point where that's exactly what we can achieve. So, can't say I find that surprising. In some ways, it is encouraging. I mean, you know, I like the idea that we are doing things like that, but at the same time, I hope that doesn't mean it's going to be a 150 gig game. I mean, I'm sorry, you can do big games without having them be so fat. I mean, in some ways, it's kind of stupid. I keep going back to this, but Just Cause 3 is a large game. Might not be as large as what they're planning, but still, large game, looks very good. It's 15 gig. Why do we need an order of magnitude larger when we're not going an order of magnitude greater in size? And even then, you don't... An order of magnitude greater of size does not necessitate an order of magnitude greater in storage space. You are an idiot. Look at what she's doing. She's trying to mine so that she doesn't have a way over. Thank you, Martin. You shall free her. What are you doing? Okay, this is actually kind of... Had to go to... Alright. I'll out. Cancel that. You know, it's also true. Once this gets built, I'll be able to know what it says is, the quality of it is. Which would definitely be nice. Because that way I know if I need to make changes. But I think this should be fine. But yeah, I mean, it's just Cause 3 is, it's also such a fun game. But I mean, yeah, there are things that could be done so that it doesn't, you don't need to be super large file sizes. And honestly, I do believe that it's, and I think I've talked about this before, I do believe that some of that is just because storage is so cheap, that means we can abuse that fact. It's like, well, yeah, but I mean, some people, they don't want to just do that to their computers. They don't want 100 gig games. Or multi-100 gig games in some cases. I mean, it's like, you know, and it's also one of those, this may sound weird, but, oh, damn it, that is not what I meant to do. Is there a way to select just contiguous? You know, here, I'm saving it just in case it is weird. It shouldn't be. There we go. Options. Keyboard. Boost show hide. Next zone, grid show hide. Trees, resource groups. Settlers, it shouldn't be under that. Construction, maybe? No. Okay. Yeah, there should be a contiguous select. So that in a situation like this, I do that, I could be like, you know, holding down shift, and it's only these that get selected, or holding down control. Oh, well, no, not control. Control does the thing. Yeah, and shift you can, well, shift, no, you could. You could. Because even though shift is how you do that, notice these are single clicks. So a double click would be reasonable. Because trying to manage this is not always that easy. Oh, good. Modest. Alright. And in theory, there are ways of improving it. So, various ways even. Okay, so I am going... Let's see. Well, that's true. That is actually very true. I shouldn't necessarily be doing this. Yeah. Because I want to have the brick first. I want to have the brick first. No. 3 of 20. Lovely. Okay, and theses. Good. Wait. Oh. Son. I know you're hungry. We gotta get that taken care of. I'm sorry. This is just so stupid. And it's entirely her fault. There we go. Okay. Now go do whatever. What lie? Was that this? Okay. Turn that off. Ah, well, yeah. Okay, who is going to be best for research? Okay, yeah, so that's a new priority. Except somebody else started doing. Well. There. You can just have 2. And good, they also cleaned up the books on the ground. But yeah, I will try to do like a multi-story library, like what I tried to put together in the other one. Oh wow, this is actually done. I didn't realize it had quite made it yet. Hey, what on earth are you doing? Oh my god, there's still an animal they're trying to tame. What is it? A deer. Yeah, because I did mark, because they should be tameable. Just not going that well. I think I might need to turn that off. Although, if I can... Holy crap. I actually domesticated a deer. What does that get me? I don't actually know. But hang on. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And there. Oh, yes. That's also down there as well. Not yet what I want to do. Although this is potentially what I can do to, like, improve those, so... There. Come on. Nope, had it right the first time. There. There. There's the trough. Okay. guess there. Alright. Where are these saplings coming from? They're just, like, appearing. Okay, good. There, I want to pause both of these. Sorry, Goda. That there for now. Actually, what are you doing? No, you know what? You make that. Which takes clay, so I understand it. Anyway, yeah, so the next thing I have, AMD announced the 8040 series of mobile Ryzen CPUs, which they're not, well, they are impressive, but they're also not. Hang on, let me... So it's... Oh yeah, I got lots of clay. I could... Let's just do a second. So... Also... do that. There. Where is that? There it is. Mail. I'm just... What all... I don't know what they can produce. Oh, well, that's nice. There, to help build that up. But yeah, the 8040 series looks like it's just the 7040 series again. But, okay, who's actually going to be the best for that? That's not what I want. 13, 3, 13. Alright, you're as good as anyone. There we go. It looks like it's the, just the 7040 series, but with enhanced AI stuff to it. Alright, what all do they have? Ooh, flaxseed actually would be awesome to have. You know, I will just... everything. I want it all. Actually, a little surprised it would be that cheap and easy. Herbs I got plenty of. Or if nothing else, I'm able to grow them, so... Why would I want to... I didn't realize I could give them a dog carcass. Ooh, yes, I will take carrot seeds as well. And beets. Okay, they are seeds. Good with me. Alright, so... I'm just trying to decide, what do I want to stop making here? Sure. There, and I am going to need to start expanding this out. Alright, so let me just see. It would be 1, 2, 3. I think out to there. Except... Oh, yeah, I screwed that up. Hang on. There. Okay. There, there. There. Okay. Yeah, that should do. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Hang on. There. There. Okay. Next. You know what? You can be flowering. Alright. So yeah, the 8040 series seems to just be the... I know I'm jumping around. The 7040 series from AMD, but with improved AI support. Which is neat. Okay, I also need fuel. Well, then let's... Yeah, sure, leave it at that, actually. It is a little funny to me, because, like, I ordered a laptop months ago, and still not here again. That's only going to be 7040. Yeah, but it's, like, from what I could see, it's not that big a deal. It's not like it will offer greater performance just because of it being newer, except for the AI stuff, which, I mean, I'll admit, it would be nice to get to do some AI stuff, but I'm not too concerned. And it's also what AI work I would do with it would probably be infrequent, so... Although there is one thing that I saw that would... One idea I had because of a comment I saw that would be kind of neat. So the main thing I would want to use AI for would just be to help me with different image work, because I don't have those skills, okay? I don't. Like, that's one thing when seeing debates over AI and the use of AI, and it's like... I can come up with an image in my mind. I don't have the skills to actually produce it. So the idea that someone like, oh, well, we shouldn't allow that. It's like, what are you talking about? Why that's a good thing. It's like when I write a book, I can't always come up with a good cover image because I can't draw. But if I could use, a AI to do a lot of that for me, to build up that thing, and then go with that. It's like, that's awesome. Okay, let's throw that down. Because then it's a... Yes, I would have the AI doing specific things, doing a lot of it, but it's... it's not like it's going to be that bad, and I'd still be able to go in and tune it as I wish, so... There is plenty of food, okay? This is a lie. I mean, just look, plenty of food. And there's going to be more. I mean, some of this stuff is going to be coming up soon. Well, that's true, but some of this stuff... Oh, yeah, if you want red currant, it's definitely fine. There. Anyway, not enough allowed resources. They're all right here. What are you talking? Brain turned off again. But yeah, I mean, it's just... I think that some of that is silly, but that's something I could use. But the idea that I had, because I saw somebody giving me suggestions about, like, trying to come up with better thumbnails for some stuff, for some videos, it's like, I can't disagree, but I don't have the skills to do that. But one thing that occurred to me that would actually be really neat is, in theory, because like for this, I'm using one of the images that is in the press kit. What would be neat, but I don't know how accessible this image is. But for other games where it's like, no, I'm taking something that's like it's shared on the game's website. In theory, I wonder if I could feed that into, because some of the AI image stuff, what it lets you do is put a feed an image into it and then have it make changes to it. I wonder if how allowable that would be. Because there's a part of me that feels like that should qualify as fair use if it is I'm trying to transform it for this, and I think that there can also be an argument of so it's not like I would be hiding it, I would not be claiming it as original, it's more just trying to have it look good. Which I know doesn't sound that great to just try to say it that way. Hang on. Wait. Beet, carrot, flax. I need another one, don't I? For the barley. Because this herbs, red currant, yeah, I needed to dig out another one. That's fine. Okay. So now I'm trying to... Oh, I don't have these illuminated. I thought I did. Oh, well. I mean, for these videos, it wouldn't matter so much, but the comment was specifically about the videos I do where I'm on a heart rate monitor, because I have an oximeter that will display it on a computer, and I just capture that, put that in, and it's like, having something there where I can alter the image. Like, it was specifically for a Deus Ex video, and the guy was basically saying, it would be really neat if I could have it where, like, have, I am blanking on his name. It's Adam, right? I can't remember the last name, though. The main character for the new Deus Ex Human Revolution Mankind Divided. It would be neat to like have that and just put him on the heart rate monitor kind of thing. It's like, yeah, I agree, that would be neat. I've got no ability of doing that. Sadly, I don't. But in theory, I could take the image, which for Human Revolution, I don't have press media for that. So I had to find that. I don't remember where. I keep track of that in my notes, though. Mankind Divided, I did get press media for, because that key was provided. And just realized, good, there was no rocky soil there to throw things off. But yeah, so it's like, that, in theory, I think would be allowed, that kind of transformative artwork. And holy crap, I got another deer. Both male, but I got another deer. And this is actually finished, so let's... There. So once this gets built, I will just set it so that the deer go over there. Yeah, that, for me, would be a specific use for AI that, I mean, that is a weakness of mine. I can come up with the image in my head. That doesn't mean I can actually make it. And how's that a bad thing? It's like, oh, you're taking a job away from an actual artist. You need to hire an actual artist. It's like, I don't make money at this. Why should I have to do that? I mean, it's like, screw you in that case. Why should I be paying somebody else money when I already have a system that, admittedly, it's not that great. But it's like, I don't have the skills. This would allow me to, this tool would allow me to do this. And who knows? Maybe because YouTube is weird and just, better thumbnails can get more traffic, but who knows, maybe that would allow for some success. It probably wouldn't, but it's like, it's a gatekeeping that I hate that. I mean, I have to hate it. I spend way too much of my life why does it, I don't know why my voice is cracking right now. It's like I just have something in my throat. So it's not because of the topic, if that is coming through. But no, I mean, it's like, better than a decade. I was doing stuff and starting doing stuff, like the videos I was just talking about. And also a lot of these reviews. I was doing that when I had no income. Like, I've written books, no income. How did I do it? Well, I already had a license for Word, but I also started making them in LaTeX, which is free and open source. Sigil for the EPUB, which again is free and open source. I mean, it's like, I had to get creative and use things that still very powerful tools, but because they're free and open source. If it had to be, no, you have to use this software or that software. Like going to video editing, you have to use Adobe Premiere to do this, or it's crap. It's like, why? That's a gatekeeping, and it's basically those with money and talent are the only ones that'll get to do it. It's like that's not healthy. It's not healthy for any industry. It's a good thing when this stuff expands. Did I realize that this got made? There. Dark arc is just gone. Whatever. Okay, that is it. So there. Now, granted, I am kind of sensitive on this issue because I am somebody who I can see a potential benefit for me. Not everyone is going to have that, but it still is the whole... It's... Access to these tools is going to be a good thing. And who knows, maybe I'll be able to do that. Maybe I'll be able to come up with some really neat stuff. Alright, I'm just looking... I'm not seeing anything else. Oh, concerning the 8040 series, there is one thing though. It is, they're hoping to have them shipping in laptops in Q1 of 2024, so not that long. Now, I wonder if maybe that's why they announced it now. Because I did see... I don't remember where it was now. One place making the point that, it's odd to see it now since CES is in January. But I wonder maybe they figure the timeline is good enough that they'll be able to have it ready in time for that. I could believe it. That they figure, no, we might be able to ship early enough in January. Let's start advertising now. Let's start talking about it now. It's made. So the last thing I've talked about are the reviews for the Talos Principle 1 and 2. Which basically, I enjoy them both. I recommend them both, but in different ways. Talos Principle 1, the gameplay frustrated me so often. And some of it was, I mean, I definitely go at it, talking about how, yeah, some of this is like, they're cheating on the visual language stuff, which is always a big no-no with me. And explaining that, so there's different types of walls in the game, where it's like there's just solid walls, there's fencing, there's windows, and then there's different kinds of gates. And it's like there's one puzzle in particular I can remember where the main wall is just a line. The first wall you would come to is just a long line of gates, and there's a turret that you have to deal with behind it. And you do have a jammer, you can aim at it, but the gates block the jammer. But not the gates, the fencing blocks the jammer. So it's like, alright, well, I can't do this, so I need to try to find another solution. Nothing I could come up with would work, was viable. Yeah. I look it up, Oh, no, you're supposed to realize you can aim over the gates. It's like, why the hell would I realize that? Because it's not, some of these walls do just kind of fade to nothing. So, you really don't know what the top edge is. It's like, it's one of those, there's a line you need to get there, and it's like, okay, that's fine and all, but how are you supposed to know that that's the line? Oh, okay. That's nice. There's some boar around. They can be mean, though. I don't know if I want to try domesticating any. Alright, there. There, alright. And turn off deer. So eventually they will be moved over. Is also eventually I should have these female deer being pulled over as well. There's actually quite a bit of them there. What actually are, okay, yes, the deer are the most tameable at the moment. Ah, that's interesting. Leave it at that. Leave it. Oh, that's a polecat marked there. Okay. Wait, I didn't, okay. Man, it is, damn it. Because there's a sorting. Oh, That's just annoying. Anyway. Animal. Deer. Female. Like to the younger ones so that they'll last longer in this situation. Okay. Plus it seems that there's a 10% better chance, 50% instead of 40% chance of them being tamed. Wow, just no one wants to do that. Hang on. That might be why. That might be crafting. But yeah, so the Taos principle, it just did things like that, and it's like, I hate that. I just hate that, because to me, that's bad design. But the story, though, I loved that story. Even though the funny thing is, and I hope I explained it well in the review, the story, some aspects of the story are, like, separate from the gameplay, and I talk about how, to me, the purpose of a game's story is to motivate you to keep playing. And it was kind of weird where it's like, no, I'm motivated to continue the story that doesn't necessarily directly feed the gameplay, but it's just, no, it's, I want to verbally spar more with Milton. I want to see what Elohim is going to tell me next, or as I start doing things, I'd be disobeying him. I mean, it's like, I wanted to experience that. It's like, yeah, it's not, I mean, the goal doesn't change. It was still a, complete all this stuff, don't ascend the tower. It's still, all that, but it was very, very enjoyable. That was an easy game to recommend. Taos Principle 2, though, I wrote over 6,500, I think it's actually over 6,600 words in the story section, because it needed it. Holy crap, did it need me to be critical of its story, because it had so many problems. I do need to do that, don't I? No. Hey. I don't think... Yeah, okay. I need to get to fermenting. Which is 15. Okay. There. But yeah, that story has so many problems. They're just jumping around with themes, setting things up, and I know I keep saying this because it's what I wrote, but it's like, it's so true. They set things up that they don't pay off. They try to have payoffs for things that aren't set up. I mean, it's all over the place and not in a healthy way. But The interactions with the primary characters, awesome. I loved it. I loved talking with Yakut. I loved talking with Melville. I loved talking with Byron. I loved talking with Alcatraz. They were great. Like, they completely redeem... Well, no, that's not quite the way I want to put it. The story still has significant problems to it, but I don't want to say... I don't want it to be thought of as redemption, but that basically they do succeed at making the game enjoyable. The story enjoyable, despite itself. So, I mean, it's like part of it, and oh man, I do wonder how many people will get some of the jokes, the references I put in there. But, like, there's no sense of timeline to the game. And it's like, you're literally minutes old talking to... Neith? Something like that. It's like, she knows this. Like, she is the one that basically... She's like the midwife for you waking up and all that into this world. And, like, one thing that I spent so much talking about was just the whole... Yeah, she, says that you can tell by looking at my, number, 33, that I'm really old. It's like, I can? How would I know that? I don't know how long it takes for any of these people to be made, because they're robots. I don't know how long that takes. Why would I think that just because you're number 33 and I'm number 1000, how do I know that wasn't a week ago? How do I know that wasn't a month ago? How do I know that wasn't a year ago? It's just very nebulous when anything occurs. Byron is one of the first companions, which that's a whole nother issue. And it's like, at one point there's a reference to, oh yeah, he's been a troublemaker for 1,000 years. It's like, okay, so he's 1,000 years old? Is that what I can take from that? Or are you rounding up? It's like, okay, but that means then that the events of the first game were potentially at least 1,000 years ago. This isn't told to you at any point. It's like, you don't know. And it's like, oh yeah, I'm number 33, so you know I'm old. No, I don't. I really don't. I was like, and literally, I just woke up. Why aren't you just telling me what this information is? You're acting as though I should just know it. Which becomes contradictory, because if I'm supposed to already know this stuff, then why are there any questions? Like, why is it people introducing themselves? Why is it that they're sharing these stories at all? Because, like, I should already know it. I mean, it doesn't make sense in the universe, and doesn't make sense in the game storytelling. It just really, really falters like that, and just frustrates me. Oh yeah, not that one. Here we go. So 2, 3. That one. There. Brick floor, and in fact, also gonna do that. And I also want brick floor above. As I said, I'm gonna make this 2 stories. Okay, no, I know why it doesn't want to do that. But I can do this. Will get me some distance over. That's actually kind of neat. Did not know that would be an option even. Okay, But, as I was saying, though, some of the characters, they're awesome. Like, Melville is so much fun. What's wrong? Oh, he's annoyed. The walls are closing in desperately. Okay, you have stuff right here. You absolutely can do things. get rid of that so I can change it. Well, here, actually cancel that. Leave that alone for the time being. Which? Yes! Okay. Unlock. Pause. Pause. I know, right next to the religious stuff, but... Anyway, yeah, so it's just... Like, Melville, one thing, and it's... I definitely focused on this some. She's a great character. She's lots of fun. But there's some stuff about her, two things in particular, where it's like, I get the joke here, but it's like one you told badly, the other doesn't actually make sense. The told badly is she hates to fly. She tells you this while literally you're landing. Like, what would have made so much more sense is if it were instead at takeoff. If she, and remember, they're all robots. If she were like, I hate to fly, so I'm just gonna go straight into sleep mode. See you when, see you when we get there, if we do, or if we don't crash shit and have our bits strewn across some landscape no one will ever find. Which, that kind of line would fit her personality, by the way. And then it's like she just switches off, goes into sleep mode. Because that would also set up Yakut is the pilot, and he's like, yeah, actually, it is going to be a while, so if you guys want to go into sleep mode, that would be a good idea. You know, save your energy. And it's like, that would have made sense. It would have been completely perfect. No, that's not what they did. That's very frustrating. But it's exactly what they did. And it's like, why aren't you treating this character better? The other thing is kind of a running joke about her hating her voice because she, I don't know, it's one of the accents you'd find in Britain. I just don't remember which one. But she hates, it annoys her, where it's like, at one point she uses the word jiffy. And she asks, what the hell's a jiffy? And what's this obsession with bananas as well? You know, things going bananas. And it's like, what is this? She doesn't... And it's just this running joke. And it fits her character, but at the same time, it's like, you do encounter a different character who he asks, he's like, dude, do you think I should keep this voice pack, man? Or... I think I should change it. I've been wondering that. I don't really know. Like, would it help me communicate better, you think? And it's like, so these can be changed. Melville is a freaking engineer. She would know this, but she's never and she hates this voice pack. But it's like, nah, I'm gonna keep it. She's also like 243, so potentially she's centuries old. So it really becomes a, what is this? How would she not have just made the decision? Okay, I mean, I guess... Yeah, 10 is fine. I have no idea what I may be using some of this for. But anyway. But yeah, so it's like, it's not reasonable that she wouldn't have this already solved, essentially, is my argument here. I mean, it's funny. I like the joke. I do. But it's still just... It doesn't actually make sense. And yeah, I'm gonna ding you for it. And I'm just gonna... Floor everywhere. I'm gonna ding you for it because you need to be dinged it for it. But at the same time, yes, I really do. Melville's awesome. She's great. Okay, who was... Okay, so I'm gonna do this then. It's like once it's sealed up... Well, yeah, I guess that is true, actually. It's gonna be a night before she can take it, do that. And then I can take the walls down and take up the floor and set that on something new. Anyway, so yeah, the story... Oh, man. And it's like I made a joke about concerning Neith and the whole you don't know these things. Why is she assuming you are? I talk about you need William Holden. That is a reference to the movie Born Yesterday, which was a play first, but I've never seen that. And I'm referring to the original, so Born Yesterday with Julie Holliday and William Holden. And I can see him. I can't remember his name. which is a shame. He's a good actor. Anyway, but the premise to the story of that is Judy Holliday was born yesterday. She really doesn't know anything, and her boyfriend, fiance, was like, she's embarrassing me. I want her, and he also is very ignorant. He thinks he knows enough to get by, and that's all that matters. But it's like, she's embarrassing, so let's have somebody make her smart, and that's what William Holden does. So William Holden is teaching her all this stuff, is teaching her history and such, and it's like, yes, that's what I need here as well. Can we have that? So that's what that joke was. But then I had another with because another theme there is the what happens when you fulfilled your purpose in society, especially in this game, because there's the idea of there is the goal, capital G, that once this is achieved, everything is great, everything is done, we're good. It's like, okay, but that's what about progress? What about continuing from that? And there's a large group of people that are like, nope, there's nothing beyond that. Once we satisfy the goal, that's it. And it's like, what's next though? So there's the idea of people being obsolete. And it's like, okay, so I make it, and this is a theme that is set up, and is a very worthy theme to discuss even. I just realized I don't have, I need to put in new walls here. There really should be a replace for upgrade for walls. Anyway, I'm gonna let them take care of this stuff. Take care of the walls first, then I will fill this in, since it's all the same material. But for that, I make reference to Burgess Meredith, and I do, just the moment before, talk about, you refer to people as becoming obsolete, which he did a Twilight Zone. It's one of the best Twilight Zones as well, I should add, called The Obsolete Man. And it's a really good, okay, it's a very, very good Twilight Zone. And part of it is, well, I mean, he lives in a society where his purpose has been fulfilled, so what happens to him? It's like, well, you're obsolete, so we're gonna kill you now. That's legitimately it. And because he's a librarian, and it's like, no, we don't need librarians anymore. Everybody just knows what it's very much a 1984 kind of thing, or Fahrenheit 451 kind of world. But he beats them, essentially. He and in a very impressive way. It's such a good Twilight Zone, it really is. If you haven't seen it, I do recommend you try to find it. Yeah, I guess do it that way. There. There. But yeah, and it's this is a very legitimate theme to discuss, but it's just dropped. It very much is just dropped. Like and it's a significant conflict within the society as well. Is the goal to be followed, and also what do you do when it's achieved? Which technically you have achieved, which is also itself a problem because, well, if the goal was to have 1,000 citizens. You are the culmination of that. You are the achievement of this goal, which means that you have satisfied the goal the moment you come into existence. That's all. I'm saying that's a deeply worthy question to have here. But halfway through the game, it's like, nah, we're just forgetting that. Instead, they go with they have a different theme, and it's like, yeah, I can understand the importance of family stuff. That's great, but you didn't set it up. I mean, it's like part of the premise of the game is Athena is the playable character from the original game. Oh yeah, and I forgot about the first companions. I need to come back to that. And it's like, okay, that's great. She left. All right, that kind of sucks, but I can understand that there's various reasons in the game that you can do that. Also, it gives you something to do in the game. I just realized, where'd the fish go? Anyway. But yeah, it's like, all right, well, she created a daughter, which there's problems there. But it's like, okay, and for half the game, when you're seeing stuff, it's just the two of them. Eventually, you find that, oh no, she also has a father that's also there. It's like, Miranda refers to Athena as mother, but no, there's also a dad. It's like, where did he come from? Like, for the first half of the game, he didn't exist, and they're robots. Okay? There's nothing wrong with one of them building another. I mean, it's not like people where you need two. They're robots. But it's also how they're made, how the different personalities are made, is never addressed. And this is a major flaw. It really is. And I don't remember how much I focused on this in the review, but it truly is a major flaw, and here's why. Because Miranda, being her daughter, is seen as different. She's not seen as just another citizen. That's not what she is. She's seen as her daughter. Why is no one else seen this way? Melville is apparently female, so is Neith. I mean, the voice packs for both of them are female, and I also make the point that's the only sexual characteristic for any of these characters is their voices. Okay, and that's at least the only one that you can tell. Technically, there'd be personality stuff, but that gets wishy-washy anyhow. Oh wait, no, there is actually another. What? Doge. But it's like you encounter them once, her once. And I, honestly, the way her voice was, I couldn't have told you that she was female. I mean, it just was so processed, I couldn't have told you that. But anyway. It's like, there's like legitimately no need to believe that there was a father for Miranda. But then it's like, yeah, he's there, and it's important that he's there. And it's like, why? Well, the family stuff. It's like, okay, family stuff, great, I get that. Why does he need to be there? And there's also one character, and I call him out as well, though I don't remember his name. There's like, he wants to find love, and he's kind of saddened because with you being found, with you being built, that means there's no more people, and he hasn't found this true love. He never engages you in a conversation as though maybe it's you. So, and I just point out, he basically is saying it's got to be love at first sight, which, okay, but that's kind of stupid right now. I mean, it's like, I get his desire for love, I do, but he's like, he wants to find true love, apparently love at first sight as well, but isn't interacting with anyone. He's not by anyone else. He's by a cat. And there's no indication that it's even his cat. Right? He's just like, oh, woe is me because I'll never find this. But he's not making friends. He's not out with anyone. It's like, this guy is an idiot. And I don't trust that he cares. So it is the idea of, can these new humans, can these robots love? It's like, I'm good with that as a discussion. And it kind of would help with the whole, there's a father, and like the family relationship that they all have. Having somebody being like, I want to find love, does help set that up, but it is so worthless. He's doing nothing that's like, this isn't valid. It has no meaning to me. So they had a chance to set that up, and they failed miserably. Alright. Who is it that's upset? Martin is the one who keeps being upset. You know what? You get a room. Okay, so I have done that. But yeah, it just... What do you need? Alcohol and greens. I think that... Okay, so that, like, follows from that. Oh, wait. Maybe not. But yeah, it's just... But anyway, yeah, the first companion stuff. So... When Neith is telling you about this history, is like, hey, there's Athena, and then there were the first companions. Eustace and Cornelius, and 10 more. It's like, okay, why are these two named? Like, immediately, and when I went back, if you watch the review playthrough, you'll see this. I look back at the recording, because I saved the video from that as well separately, so I look at that and it's like, oh, I misunderstood her. I thought when she was saying the first companion, she meant those first two that she named. It's like, you name somebody, that means they're important, that gives them significance. It does. That is very, very true. It's like, they were named, then there's the talk about the first companions. It's like, oh, they're the first companions. No, the first 12 are the first companions. It's like, okay, why were Eustace and Cornelius named? How are they distinguished, or are they not? And why are they the first companions? What distinguishes them from anyone else? Why is it the first? Why? Because Athena's 1, so the last one of the first companions would be 13. Why is 14 not a first companion? That is never explained. That straight up never is. Why Eustace, and that's not his name, it's like Eustace Stasis or something. I cannot pronounce it correctly. I don't even remember it. I just call him Eustace. And Cornelius, though, they get explained. Because there were 3 bodies, 3 robot bodies made by humans. Athena got 1, they got the other 2. It's like, okay, that makes sense. This was explained hours later in my playthrough. She should have said that at the beginning. That's like, well, first there was Athena, then there was Eustace and Cornelius, who Athena put into the 2 other bodies that had been completed. And then the next 10, we call the first companions because of this. But the next 10 that they had to construct the bodies of themselves, we call the first companions for this reason. Nope, don't have that. I mean, it's just very frustrating that. I'm trying to remember that there was another point that entered my mind concerning that. Oh yeah, there's also the whole, and this, like I said, why is Miranda being a daughter different from anyone else? Neith and Melville could both be considered Athena's daughters, but aren't for some reason. It's like, why is that? I don't know. I have one speculation, but even that doesn't really... Well, the way I would do it, which also leads into other problems, is... Oh, I just don't see the icon. Would be to say that Miranda's personality was produced by, like, taking Athena's and running it through the simulation again. So, like, she fired that back up and ran through it again, producing Miranda. Fine, great, that would work. It would also distinguish her from everyone else because it is stated Athena is the only one to have gone through the simulation. She's the only one born of that. Okay? No one else is. Which also means that then no one else actually ever proved themselves worthy. Oh, good, I did get another. Yay. No one else ever proved themselves worthy of ascending out of the simulation. Only Athena did. But it's still okay, how are these others being made? Which, I mean, that was also a problem I had in the base game with, well, not, its expansion, Road to Gehenna. Which is that these, I think it was 16? Potentially 17, but I didn't care to complete it. Oh, yeah, and I just realized I installed that. Ah, well, I didn't care for the 17. It was like, now my brain is just switched off again. It was like they never proved themselves worthy. They were banished. They were exiled by Elohim. For reasons never explained either, by the way. Which is fine as a MacGuffin, but it's like, now they're going to be incorporated into the gold disc, which is what's uploaded into the human body, the new human body. It's like, okay, why? Like, the whole premise to this has been, you must be worthy. The whole premise to the base game, to the original game, Tales from Spencer 1, is you proving yourself worthy of this ascension. Okay, they did not prove it. Why the hell are they getting it? I'm saying that is such a worthy question. And a very, very significant one. Because if you are not worthy, then you haven't passed that mark. And it's like, by being uploaded into the gold disc along with that original playable character, well, that original playable character might be changed now. I mean, how do we know that super intelligent AI is not so fragile that these additions will make her unworthy? In which case, then the whole thing has failed. So it really is. That is a tremendously worthwhile and significant question, and it's just ignored in the original game. And in Tales from Principle 2, it's still very wide open. I don't know the answer from that, because it's like, yeah, we just are having more people. Okay. It's like, yeah, we're just having more people made. From where? The gold disc. How? They weren't worthy. How do we know? How can we trust that? Apparently saplings just pop into existence. Like, how do we know that they should be? I mean, technically, yes, there is a thing where you go through a small condensed version of the simulation to get out, and according to Yakut, who he's terrible at puzzles, he almost didn't get out. Which is like, okay, but how's that possible? Because shouldn't they all be derived from Athena and be worthy? And it's like he was barely worthy, but other people were great at it? How does this make any sense? It doesn't make any sense, and it does. So, yeah. I feel it wasn't explained how they are being produced, how these other new systems are produced, and it also is not explained how Miranda is distinguished, which is a problem because her being distinguished is so significant, but it's just not there, and that really sucks. So yeah, I called the game out on it. It needed to be. And it's also disappointing because some of it is like, I genuinely could see it being a very good, enjoyable, powerful, even. Yeah, maybe not so much. But it's a good enough story to have that potential, and yet I don't feel it achieved it. But fortunately, the storytelling was so good. Well, not the storytelling, the characters, I mean, was so good. And that does count for a lot. I mean, because they made it fun, they made it enjoyable. The rest of it failed at that. Oh wait, no, that's the wrong spot. There, okay. In theory, I could even do like a back alley here, set up more, but I think I'd rather build up, get a second story set up. I'm not entirely sure how I want to do it, but no, this one. Okay. Yeah, I had to think about it because it's like there's gonna be new walls right there. So, all right, I'm gonna give it one more day. Then I'm gonna say, how long have I been going? Oh, I did not realize. Well, I got talking about Tales from Principle 2 and being critical of its story, and yes, that is gonna make me ramble. Make me continue on because it needs that criticism. It really does have problems. I do wonder how many other reviewers call it out. It wouldn't surprise me not that many, because there was, I know there was one game from this year that really, I felt the story had so many problems with it, but I know people talking about how, oh, it's so wonderful. It's like, it's really not. But one thing I do want to say about Tales from Principle 2, the gameplay was so freaking solid. So immensely solid. There were over 121 different puzzles in it. And total of 4 gave me any problems. One of them is legitimately I was stupid. Like, when I looked up the solution and I saw it, it's like, oh, yeah, I just need to flip where I had the tools placed. That's it. That's all I needed. One that I did solve, but I feel that the design was bad. Because it was basically breaking rules that should not be broken. And then, I also, see, there's one gold puzzle that, at least that was a gold puzzle, something optional. Which was just you need to get precisely the right angle, and I hate that. It's like, in puzzle games, I want the satisfaction to come from solving the puzzle, not from, executing it correctly. And it may sound like, well, what's the difference there? Well, it's, here, take this. Let's assume that these were perfect apartments. They're not, but let's just assume that they were. Figuring out this layout so that it's compact and will satisfy them, that gives me satisfaction. Building it out so that, and having them actually do it, that is meaningless to me. That doesn't give me the satisfaction. Okay? So, like, also then the fact that I can't just, like, copy and paste here, because that would be execution, not solution. The solution gives me the satisfaction. If I could just copy and paste, I would. Because there's no satisfaction for me from that. Wait. Oh, they're collecting that stuff. Okay. So when it's like, oh yeah, you need tremendously precise execution to figure out this puzzle, I have problems with that. Additionally, it's a problem to me because it, to demand such precision means that it's also, and this came up in Taos Principle 1 in Road Gehenna. I actually broke a puzzle, technically. But the problem there, and this also happened in Taos Principle 2, with this very specific one gold puzzle, because what they did, it required such precision that it's like I rejected that as a possible solution. I rejected it because it's like it's unreasonable for this to be the solution because no, you can't do it. It doesn't work. There's enough space for it. That legitimately was my view on it. And there was a Road to Gehenna one where, and it's funny, I put the screenshots in that review. You can look and see that a laser that you had to send went through a wall. Like, you need to aim through, it's technically being aimed through a window, but the window is short enough, and the laser is at such an angle, it actually pierces through the top of the window. So it is being blocked. Like, objectively, if this were the real world, that would be blocked. It would not be viable. And when I looked at the window, and it's like, maybe try aiming the laser through there. No, that won't work because the angles, it would run to the top of the window. It won't work. But that is the solution. That is terrible and should not be the case in a puzzle game. Because that's, you gotta get the execution right. It's like, no, I saw the solution. I rejected it because it could not be executed on fully. Because it's like, no, it won't work. That shouldn't be the case. And that's what that one gold puzzle was. And then I also had there's one puzzle where you needed to know you could do something that you had never done previously in the game. You never do it since either. And the distance involved, where you had to just reach and put something down. It's like, okay, that also isn't really viable because it is so far away that you have to reach so far to do this. That's like, I don't trust that I'd be able to reach that far to do it. It was one of those times when it felt like it was just scripted that this was a solution, as opposed to it being approachable as the solution. Like, you could look at it and be like, yes, this is the solution. Oh, wait, no. Copy. But still, that's 4. And one of them was me being stupid, don't forget. Just me being stupid, not it actually being a problem. Me being stupid. And that's actually really awesome. I mean, that's, especially since the gold puzzle is intrinsically optional. Are you gonna build it? Awesome. And you know what? It's your room now. You can have that. And perfect, that's the autosave. I'll also do a manual save right now, and this will be where I stop. I've also kind of lost track of the point I was going to make concerning Talos Principle 2, but it's... Oh, yeah, that's right. Not only is the gold puzzle optional, to advance in the game, you needed to complete, in each zone, you need to complete 8 puzzles. There's a total of 10 there. So there's 2 others that you can do, and that allows you to progress and, get the, I beat the game. Then there's the, I completed the game, it would be later, and that also you need to do the gold puzzles, which demand all 10, and then the gold puzzles, 1 in each zone, so that's 11 per zone. But there's also these things called Prometheus Sparks that you can spend to unlock any puzzle. It doesn't complete it for you, though. That I didn't realize. If you do then come back and finish it, you will get the spark back. A normal puzzle takes 1, the gold puzzles take 3. So at 4, that's a total of 6 that you would need if you had trouble with the same ones I did. But remember, 1 of them I solved, so that's actually 5. That's 5 that you would need to just do everything if you can find those sparks. That I really like. That is well designed, actually, because that's you can just continue on if you need to, and you can by hunting out the Prometheus Sparks, which I do feel some of those could be easy to find, but in any case, it's still, you could do that and get there. It's like, that's actually very good. It's really just those 4 puzzles when it comes to gameplay that I had any issue with, any at all. So yeah, to just kind of wrap this up, Talos Principle 1, easy recommendation. Story was great. The gameplay had issues, but I mean, you can look things up. Talos Principle 2, gameplay very solid. Where it had issues, you can look it up. Story had so many problems. But the primary characters you interact with, they're great. So that makes it enjoyable still. Yeah, and wow, this is a long... I mean, like I said, though, it's... I could go on about Talos Principle 2. Oh, man. It's one of those... I've seen some long-form reviews and analyses of movies and such out there, going through stories in depth. I kind of wish somebody would take a playthrough of Talos Principle 2 and do that, because there is so much material there for it to be criticized. So much. And I'm one of those people, part of the reason why I enjoy doing the reviews, and I think of them as critiques, is contributing a little bit to say, hey, this is the good stuff. Keep it here, or do these things to make better. This is the bad stuff. I'm telling you why it's bad, so you don't do it again. I don't just see it as hey, is this a fun game to play? Although that is part of it. That's for the normal reader. That's how I'd put it. But I also see it as my own kind of contribution, which I doubt any developer would ever see, but it's maybe a developer would look at that, not necessarily for Talos Principle 2, for use that as an example, but somebody else might look at that, read, and be like, I didn't think of that. Maybe they play the game, it's yeah, it never occurred to me that there are those story issues there. So when I'm working on a new game, I'll try to make sure that I avoid those. It's you can ingest other people's criticisms, you can also reject it, and be like, no, that's not a legitimate criticism, that I'm not bothered by. You can reject that, but you can take that in there and use it to improve yourself, improve your own work. And that's also, for my own writing, I do that too. That's part of why I'm critical of stories, is I am also a story writer, so being critical of another story allows me to improve my own, because I'm seeing what I like and don't like, that stuff I might never do. I might never consider. Here's one that actually, because of the Talos Principle 2, I thought of. It's an idea that could be fun to explore, and I don't mind sharing it. I have no idea if it's been done. I can't think of an example of it. Is that they're robots. They're all adults immediately. That's it. There is no maturation. It's not like they go through a puberty like humans do. Actually, basically I think all mammals, if not all complex organisms, do have a kind of puberty, some sort of physical maturation event. It takes years. But it's there is something you go through there, and there is before puberty, during puberty, and after puberty, that all you're in different states of maturity. Robots don't have that, at least not a physical kind. And I don't think you can necessarily trust that they would be a mental kind, an emotional kind either, because they don't have the hormones running through them that we know people do, and that does influence them heavily. It would be interesting to see a story where that's exactly something that's talked about. is having, and I know that there is in the movie AI that there is a child robot there, but I don't know if his maturation is any concept there. I don't know. I've never seen the movie. But it is just, I could see that being a very worthy story idea to explore a robot, an AI, super intelligent AI, maturing from a childlike state to a teenage state to an adult state. And seeing those differences there. Because it's also some of the stuff in Talos Principle 2. Like, there was one guy, I kind of wanted to talk about it in the review, both to explain why I call him a coward and, like, defend that I'm not trying to be mean here, but he is a coward to me. He's talking about how we have to do what we can to, like, reduce suffering in the world because it's terrible, you know. Like, I have these pet cats and they die. It's like, yeah. So it's like they're living organisms. They die. Technically, you will die eventually as well. It's just apparently the lifespans for new humans can be hundreds to thousands of years. But he's like so afraid of death. It's like, it's part of life. It's part of nature. It's like, we've got to protect nature from us. It's like, or we've got to do things to make nature better. It's like, it's part of nature. You're saying you can't accept part of nature. What is wrong with you? He's just afraid of it. And it's like, he's refusing to just come to grips, to accept that death is part of life. That is there. He's refusing it. That it's like, so I call him a coward. In the review playthrough, if you watch it, I'm calling him a coward because to me, he is. That is something that we all need to address. And I talk about how if I have kids, I'm going to make sure that I've got pets. Because a pet, you can reasonably expect to die within the child's lifetime and reasonably young, and potentially even early. Where it's like, it can be part of how you're raising them, facing that. And I also remember some people praise the original Lion King, the original Lion King cartoon animated feature film from Disney, because it presents death, and it's like it did so with respect, and the grief that Simba faces with that, and having to deal with that, and you know, I saw people talk about how, you know, it's great because that topic they can show their kids and now talk with their kids about, using that as a medium instead of having to talk about a relative that's died or a pet that's died. But it's like, I would be like, no, have the pets, because when the pet dies, that is something you need to talk about with the kid. Death happens. And it's going to be a lot easier if it's a pet, which I also point out is property, versus a relative, a human being. It's like, that would be far harder to address, but you can start with a pet. It's going to be much easier there, I figure. And dogs and cats, what? They live 13 years? Some longer, some shorter. You time it out right. It's like, that produces an opportunity. And I know this may sound cold, but it's also one of those, I mean, no, this, as I was saying, it's a legitimate topic that you need to address with children, that all people need to address. And so you need to pass that down to your children, and an understanding of this. And that character in the game has no understanding of that. And it's like, I'm calling him out as a coward because I see him as an adult, and he's so afraid of death that's like, I want to have these pets, but we can't let them suffer. How can we not let them suffer? But he's really talking about how I don't want to suffer. I don't like this pain of it dying. And it's like, then don't have the pet. I'm saying, it's one or the other, dude. That's your reality. Either have the thing that is going to die and try and have it improve your life, and try to improve its life so long as it's alive. And then when it dies, mourn it however you wish. And if you want to get another, get another. If you don't want to get another, don't get another. But don't be like, we have to change the world, or we have to avoid the world because this is so horrible. It's like, you need to understand this is normal. This is part of it. And you just, yeah. A lot of the people in that I would call it, in that game, I would call it as cowards. But that's also part of the idea to the game, to be fair, to the story. The idea of, I'm like, they're trying to build a bubble, a glass dome over their city to isolate themselves from the world. All right? I mean, it's like, there's a lot of cowardice there. But they think that it's a good thing that they're doing because it will allow them to avoid damaging the environment. But at the same time, they're not maintaining their own. I mean, there's so many problems there, but there is an element there as well of cowardice. Because it's like, I mean, you can do some change, you can try to be careful with it, but it's finding that right balance. They're like, no balance at all. But it's that one character, though, it's like, man. Anyway, I'd still it's a good game as far as gameplay goes. It's just the story has so many issues, and that theme there of having to accept life essentially also could have been used, but it wasn't really, or not completely, because technically that would have been part of the like obsolescence of the citizens. Could have been used there, but it wasn't. Because I mean, as I said, that basically got dropped, and that's really disappointing. That I mean, yeah, it really is. Anyway, I should really stop. Wow, this I went so long. I got opinions on this, okay? I have opinions on this. Um, that's all. See you next time.